redundancies, you're not having to pay out for welfare, housing benefit, all of those other things. So economically it makes sense to do it that way around. It's a more of a Keynesian approach, if you like, and we think that if you added that into the mix, then that's a much better way of getting people back into the economy, stabilising the economy. And obviously we would want to do it in a green way as well, and one of the things that we're doing locally and what we're doing in Brighton is looking at ways of, for example, having a mass insulation scheme of people's homes. Now that would be good because it would get our emissions down, so you wouldn't have so many leaky homes, but it would also be one of the fastest job creation schemes you could imagine, getting into those kinds of practical jobs, and it would also tackle some of the issues around fuel poverty as well. So economically, I think increasingly economists are actually coming in support of what the Greens have been saying for a long time, which is that although it seems counterintuitive, at a time of economic crisis and deficit, actually if the country as a whole reins back and stops spending, that actually reinforces the economic crisis, it doesn't solve it. And it's actually at a time of economic crisis when we need governments to spend, not to spend mindlessly, but to invest sensibly in things like some of the green technologies, which are incredibly labour intensive, unlike fossil fuel alternatives, but also in things like affordable housing. Giving money as well to people who are most likely to spend it into the economy. Those aren't millionaires who will squirrel it away in more yachts in New York or something. If you give more money to pensioners or to people who actually need the money, they will spend it, and that is what will get the economy moving again. So you're probably getting very hot out there. I'm being shaded here, so I'll push her on for ages. So I'll end it there, but I'm very, very happy to answer your questions or you have.
Not covered in a short space of time. Okay, so Sarah is one of our local mums. I don't know if you would like to answer a question which does probably link in some way to what Caroline, part of what Caroline's been speaking about.
Yes, hello, and thank you very much for coming. It's lovely to see you. Thank you. My question, if I can try and phrase it as a question, it's a bit of a woe, but I'd like to hear what you could suggest to sort of try and marry up better the planning system and the education system, because what I see happening in Reading, and I'm sure this is playing out all over the UK, certainly in the South East, is we seem to allow planning to take place, development takes place, and the school places aren't there. So I feel that there should be some kind of policy where if a planning for development is sanctioned and that has 100 dwellings in it, there should be at least 20 school places to match that. It's not happening, and now in Reading the situation's desperate. How can we better do this?
Well, I think that's an incredibly good point. I don't have an easy answer except beyond saying, well, it is common sense, isn't it? And I so agree with you, because it happens time and time again that people have great ideas of plonking a whole load of houses down here, but never actually think what you're going to need to service that area, whether it's to do with education or even, local health centres or shops or transport links. It seems like people just somehow forget that where we live is actually intimately connected to all the other services that we need. And from an environmental point of view, we point out that that's fairly rubbish, because it means more and more people then need cars to go and get to the services that they require. But also, as you say, from a very basic point of view of being able to feel that you can have your kids in a local school and build community, then it's really bad as well. And it's not rocket science, and it's a real shame that when government looks at things, as they are just now, for example, they're looking at this whole issue of the riots last year, and it just struck me when I saw it on the news last night that everything they're saying led to the riots, which are things that we would know about to do with, I'm not excusing it, let me just quickly say, but some of the things that would lead people to feel disaffected are inequality and impoverishment and having a whole set of consumer goods pushed in their faces that they can never aspire to own, but also that lack of community. And everything the government's doing is actually going to make all those things worse. So the welfare cuts in the budget is going to make life worse for those people. The changes in housing benefit means people are going to have to move a lot of the time, so they're going to have to get uprooted from their communities. That sense of community glue that comes together when you're using, whether it's schools or health centres or whatever it is in your local community, that's what holds communities together. And the more atomised we get, not only do you have the very literal problems that you're describing of not enough school places, but I think it affects that whole sense of what it feels like to live in an area, how much you've got vested in it. And schools, almost more than anything, is where you vest an awful lot of yourself in the community. That's your hopes for your kids, it's where you meet other mums and other families. It's a really important part. And if that's not there, it's hard to glue it together. So in terms of what we can do, we can hope maybe that this famous localism bill might give local authorities a bit more of a push to make sure that when they are giving planning permission, that they've got that in mind. The planning regulations, as they were modified in yesterday's announcement, don't think particularly improves things in this area, but I don't think there's anything that makes it worse, at least on the bright side. So at least maybe some of the interpretation of those can be such that they go in the direction that you're arguing. And of course, electoral being passed would be a wonder. Because that sense man there. That makes it good.
Thank you. Now, Kat, I think you've got a question.
Yeah, it's two questions really.
It's a really good point, and I think that last point that you raised, that there are the limits to how much you can earn, is just completely counter to the whole philosophy that we're supposed to be supporting here. Because, I mean, I've taken part in Brighton, I guess there's something similar here. They have a carers week where politicians and others go and spend some time with carers and just see firsthand what you do, what carers do. And it always just strikes me that if the state or if the local authority had to pay for that properly at a commercial rate, if you weren't willing to do that or able to do that, it would cost us so much more. So, you know, it just feels that even in economic terms, we should be valuing so much more the services that carers provide and making it more visible. Because at the moment it feels that quite often carers seem to be kind of invisible in local areas. And again, one of the people that I met was a young kid, essentially. He was 15 or something, and he was caring for his parents, and it was whether the school recognised that and was able to give support to him for doing that. So the first thing I want to say is that I think that the work that carers do is massively important and should be made more visible and more valued, and that cap is something that I have asked questions about in Parliament before, and I've been lobbied about it in Brighton, and it just seems a complete lack of joined up thinking, and we'll keep pressing it because I can't see any reason for the defence of that position, because it isn't logical at all. So we will keep pressing that. But also, I'm really worried about how sometimes it feels as if some of the respite services, for example, looks like it's an easy thing to cut. You know, if you're in a local authority, you've just been going through this process in Brighton of looking at huge cuts being handed down to local authorities by government, and so you look at what doesn't look essential. And I'm very worried that respite care can look non-essential. You know, just people going having a bit of time away. That's that can go. And yet, what I've heard is that is absolutely a lifesaver for you to continue to be able to do your job. And again, coming back to the economics of it, apart from the fact it's right and proper that you should have that, economically speaking, if you get so ground down because you haven't got that, then the ultimate cost to the state will be more. And that's the point I keep making, that even in hard-headed economic terms, providing some respite is a really, really good investment of money, as well as being the right and proper thing to do. So those are the lines that we're taking, but it's a bit of a hard slog to get.
Does anyone here have a question that's really on their tip of their tongue to want to say now? We probably might only be able to take one or two, but we just see if anyone here, just a second, anyone here that sat down in the
Hi, nice to meet you. And my godfather was from Brighton.
Right.
And I'm Jenny Hicks for Caversham Road. Great. Nice to meet you. And I've only just recently got into politics this last year because I was so cross things not getting done.
Yeah.
I've always been for the community, and that is being eroded more. So that's why Rob has done so much. That's how I've got into being regrouped. So in everything you've said, I mean, do we need a £3 billion gold motor? What use is that? When there was a free independent 2 months ago, there was £3 billion vote on the vote. I mean, what is that? Oh no, you can park it. They've got to extend the yachting area for you to park it. So big. So that use of money is just, I'm just disgusted.
But we are all in this together. Do you remember that, really?
Yes. So I'm very pleased to
the
meet
lady
you.
at the back with the red